There was a warrior in the Mahabharata who could have ended the entire Kurukshetra war in 1 minute. One single minute. He had a weapon so powerful, so absolute, that it needed exactly 3 arrows to destroy any army in existence. 1 arrow to mark every person he wanted to protect. 1 arrow to mark every person he wanted to destroy. And 1 arrow to execute. 3 arrows. War over. His name was Barbarik, and he was beheaded by Krishna before the war even started. Let me tell you why. And let me tell you why it is one of the most disturbing decisions Krishna ever made. Barbarik was the grandson of Bhima, one of the 5 Pandava brothers. His mother was Ahilawati, and depending on the text, his father was Gatotkacha, the half-Rakshasa son of Bhima. So Barbarik had demon blood and human blood and divine ancestry all mixed together, and from a very young age, it was clear that he was different. He was a devotee of the goddess. Some texts say Kamakya, some say Durga. Through extraordinary penance and devotion, he received 3 divine arrows from the goddess herself, 3 arrows that could not miss, could not be blocked, and could not be countered. Here is how they worked. The first arrow would mark every target that Barbarik wanted destroyed. The second arrow would mark every target he wanted protected, and the third arrow would destroy every marked target and return to his quiver. 3 arrows. That is all he would ever need, for any war, against any army, against any number of opponents. 3 arrows. When Barbarik heard that the Mahabharata war was approaching, he set out for Kurukshetra. He was young, eager, and he had made a vow. He would fight on the side that was losing. Not the Pandavas, not the Kauravas. Whoever was losing, he would join them. That sounds noble, right? He just wants to protect the underdog. But think about what that actually means. If the Pandavas start losing, Barbarik joins them and destroys the Kauravas. Then the Kauravas are losing. So he switches sides and destroys the Pandavas. Then the Pandavas are losing again. So he switches back, and back, and back, until everyone on both sides is dead, except Barbarik. The vow to fight for the losing side, combined with his 3 invincible arrows, creates a logical paradox that can only resolve in one way: total annihilation of both armies and one teenager standing alone on a field of corpses. Krishna saw this immediately. He saw the end game of Barbarik's vow before Barbarik himself understood it, and Krishna decided this could not be allowed. He appeared before Barbarik at the edge of the battlefield, disguised as a Brahmin. He engaged the young warrior in conversation. He tested him. He asked, "How many arrows do you need to end this war?" Barbarik said 3. The Brahmin laughed. 3 arrows? For a war with millions of warriors? Impossible. Prove it. And Barbarik demonstrated. He fired his first arrow at a peepal tree nearby. The arrow went through every single leaf on the tree, marking each one, then returned to his quiver. Then Krishna secretly placed one of the leaves under his own foot, hiding it. Barbarik fired again. The arrow pierced every visible leaf, then circled back and hovered at Krishna's foot, unable to reach the hidden leaf but knowing exactly where it was. It would have pierced through Krishna's foot to reach the leaf if Barbarik had not called it back. The arrows could not be fooled. They could not be hidden from. They would find their target through any obstacle, including a god's body. Krishna dropped his disguise. He revealed himself, and he told Barbarik the truth. If you enter this war with your vow, everyone dies. Both sides, the righteous and the wicked, the innocent soldiers and the guilty kings. Your vow has no endpoint except extinction. And then, Krishna asked for Barbarik's head. Guru Dakshina, a sacrifice. Give me your head, and this war can proceed with its intended outcome, with Dharma having a chance to prevail. And Barbarik agreed, but he had one request. He said, "I came all this way to see the greatest war in history. I will not get to fight in it, but let me at least watch. Place my head on a hill overlooking the battlefield so I can see everything." Krishna agreed. He cut off Barbarik's head with the Sudarshana chakra and placed it on a hilltop overlooking Kurukshetra. And for 18 days, Barbarik's severed head watched the war unfold. He saw everything, every battle, every death, every moment of heroism and cowardice and sacrifice and cruelty. After the war, the Pandavas were arguing about who was most responsible for the victory. Everyone claimed credit. Arjuna said, "My arrows won the war." Bhima said, "My mace won the war." Each brother had his version. They went to Barbarik's head, the one witness who had seen everything from above, and asked him, "Who won the war?" And Barbarik's severed head spoke. He said, "I saw only two things on that battlefield. I saw Krishna's Sudarshana chakra spinning everywhere, cutting down warriors on both sides. And I saw Draupadi's form, the goddess Kali, drinking blood from every fallen soldier. No human won this war. The divine won. You were all instruments, nothing more." That answer silenced every ego in the room. The greatest warriors of the age told by a severed head that they were merely tools. That the real war was not between Pandavas and Kauravas. It was between cosmic forces using human bodies as chess pieces. Barbarik is worshipped today as Khatu Shyam in Rajasthan. His temple is one of the most visited in India. Millions of people pray to the warrior who never fought, the hero who gave his head before the battle began. The boy with 3 arrows who could have ended everything, but chose, when asked, to step aside so that the story could unfold as it was meant to. That is the paradox of Barbarik. He was too powerful to participate. His very presence would have corrupted the outcome. And the fact that he accepted this, that he gave his life so that a war he could have ended in seconds could play out over 18 days of agony, is either the greatest sacrifice or the greatest injustice in the Mahabharata, depending on how you look at it. From the hilltop where his head watched, it was probably both.